I just deconstructed Clifford Brown's phrase from Joy Spring, and here's the original. Come join me on this lesson on how to deconstruct your solos, your phrases, and utilize the interval sequence. Hello, Eric Jacobson here. Welcome to eJazz Studio. Over the past 30 years, I've been utilizing this method, and I've noticed when students learn phrases or licks, they don't always internalize it. It doesn't stay within their vocabulary. With this method, learn how to internalize it forever. You will also create new ideas by utilizing the interval sequence. And lastly, it's ear training, theory training, and technique for you. So let's get started. First thing that I'm going to do is after I have transcribed by ear a phrase or a whole solo, but I'm going to narrow it down to a couple phrases. In this case, I'm taking something from Clifford Brown off of Joy Spring. I just absolutely love this phrase. So if I can play along with Clifford Brown, have it memorized, and I'm emulating the sound, the articulation, then I will write it down. And a reason of writing it down is so that I can actually physically see the notes with the chord changes. This will help you start to analyze and try to figure out why this works, what scale it's coming from. Before we deconstruct this phrase, let's play this original phrase by Clifford Brown together. On the screen, you'll notice I'll have a B flat part, concert pitch, E flat, and bass clef. All right, let's play this. This is such a beautiful phrase, and it can be left alone. When you deconstruct, it's not just to find new things out of it, but it's to understand how this phrase has developed. And also, when you transpose it the way we're going to, you will have it forever. For the deconstruction part, I will take, no matter what kind of phrase, whether it's an 8-bar phrase, 4-bar, 2-bar, 1-bar, I will always take it down into 2 beats, sometimes even 1. In this case, you notice over the first 3 bars, I am dividing it up in 2 beats. And you can see I have developed 5 different segments, I call them. This also helps with your transposition. This will help you transpose a lot faster. So now that we have these 5 smaller segments, we're going to take one in no particular order. You're going to do this for all 5 of them, but you take one and you run it through the different interval sequences. What is that? Well, that is something that I started doing 30 years ago. Transposing just one route for me, I noticed I wasn't memorizing things. So I started to practice not just the circle of fourths or just the circle of fifths or chromatic. I did them all. I did chromatic, whole steps. I did minor thirds, major thirds, circle fourths, circle of fifths, and tritones. As I started to run these different sequences, lots of different things were happening. I was starting to hear different types of phrases, even within the smaller segments, that created new ideas for me. I also was getting better at my ear training and my technique. So let's take this very first 4-note segment. Let's run the minor thirds just in 4 keys. Here we go. All right, let's take the next 4 notes and do the same thing. Let's run it in minor thirds. All right, let's take the third 4-note segment. Here we go. All right, let's take the fourth and run it through the minor thirds. Let's take the last. Now, that was only just 4 keys. You're going to want to practice that in all 12 in minor thirds. But then you take another interval sequence and do the exact same type of practice. Something extra that I will do is sometimes I will start to practice putting 2 measures together of the phrase, or maybe instead of 4 notes, I'll add 5 notes. As I do these different additions, I might come up with even something more creative than the original phrase. All right, lastly, then as I have put all this together in all the different interval sequences, now it's time to put the whole phrase together and do the exact same thing again. The whole phrase in minor thirds. Here we go. Now, some of you might be thinking, that's a lot of work. Yes, I agree. I truly believe this is a process that helped me get to a point where I could transpose faster, learn the phrases, and have them stick with me forever. My technique was getting better, my ear training and my theory, because I was taking things and dissecting them a lot more. I hope this method helps you in your phrases as you continue your jazz journey. If you're liking my content, you can either go check out my other videos. I have jazz method books that are very helpful. Check them out. Thank you so much.